Crystal with Crystal Clear College Planning. Today I want to give you a senior year checklist. So what are the things that you should be thinking about as your student is in summer heading into senior year in order to be the most productive and make sure that you're hitting the deadlines for all of the things. So right now, if your student hasn't finalized their college list, this is the best time to do that. Do any final tours that you need to in order for them to get an idea of the vibe, the culture, what it is that they really want out of that experience. And I think about it more as like they're ranking and stacking their colleges. So they can start to decide who's really rising higher on the list versus falling down. And that'll help prioritize to the applications that they're working on based on those deadlines that are going to be coming up. And then of course, working on their primary essay, making sure they're aware of what their supplements are. We've talked about both of those things in previous videos. And then making sure that they understand not to wait until October 31st in order to submit for a November 1st deadline. Like, that's ridiculously stressful for everybody. And when they get back to school, the first thing that they should be doing is asking their teachers and their high school counselor for those letters of recommendation. So whatever work they needed to do, either their resume or a brag sheet for those specific people, they need to follow up with them, give them that information so that those can get written. You're supposed to be nice here, guys, and it's about a month that it is good to give them in terms of time to write that for you. Remember, they're not writing it just for you. Usually they have 20 or 30 other students that they are doing these letters for. So when you get back in September, make sure that you do that so that you have it by end of September, beginning of October, right? Then if there's any issues, you've got a little bit of wiggle room for any of those deadlines that are coming up. And then what's crazy, parents? For you, you're going to be working on financial aid forms at the same time that your kid is working on those applications. So it is going to sneak up on you. And when the financial aid forms open, the goal is to make sure that you are getting the FAFSA in a timely fashion, usually in the first month and a half of it opening. So usually by mid-November is a good goal. But then depending on the schools that you're applying to, you're also going to have additional financial aid forms. So we'll talk more about the details of those in future videos, but realize that oftentimes for early action or early decision students, you could be asked to file a CSS profile or an institutional specific financial aid form, and those are going to be due around the same time that your kid is applying. So you need to be aware of those deadlines as well. Now, at the end of our time of like finishing up our applications, we always say now it's really great to apply for scholarships. Well, this isn't a summer thing, Crystal. Well, it kind of could be. So when you think about it in terms of like research and free time that they may have during summer, it's a great time for them to start to resource what scholarships are they going to want to apply for, because by the time they're done with applications, they're a little tired. They don't want to continue doing that work. So by the time they're done with applications, then they will have a list of things that you guys have already agreed they need to go hit the pavement for in terms of those outside scholarships. So doing some of that research over summer is also going to help set them up for success. And of course, if you guys do have any schools that are going to be requiring standardized testing for SAT or ACT, it is good to, any final testing you have to do, you're going to study over summer in preparation for final exams in August, September, hopefully not October, because yet again, pushing up against deadlines, and that's rather stressful. So if you take those key points and you have that conversation with your student and you start working on those, you will be in a much better shape. But if you do have any questions, you are always welcome to schedule a consultation. We're happy to chit chat about anything you guys are working through. So you can find that link below, and feel free to like and follow for more tips on college admissions and financial aid.